Of Dylan McAvoy.
Well, the Turner Motorsport car did tyres as well as fuel, and they had a car that did not seat properly. Aston Martin coming through turn 12. The Aston Martin clipped the inside curb, which bounced him into the Turner car. Turner had given.
Nice start, Grimes into the good start on the outside. Let's see who chooses to go Joker on that one. Contact, Grimes in over the first race of the day. Grimes is on his roof in the Joker, back on his wheels, hits the tyre wall.
Qui a perdu. Et non, contact, oh, ça a tapé fort, très fort.
Terminé pour la voiture, je peux vous l'assurer.
Ah oui, oui, oui.
Terminé. Il s'est fait
safety car qui.
This was turn 3. Aurelien Comte, Martin Rieber, and Urrutia, and that's one of the Beckmans. That's Jessica.
It's a long hold. Who's going to panic first and go for it? So, oh dear, we've lost, unfortunately, the Bullet Racing Mercedes. We've lost a Schrader Motorsport Mercedes, one of the Porsche Caymans, the number 24 KTM Crossbow. It all kicked off. In fact, I think both of the Mercedes at the back, the Porsches in mid, further back down the order, decided to go. Well, Alex Lamberts came across the track. The Schrader Motorsport, Jan Reinig driven car, Mercedes given a clonk there. Let's take another look. Yeah, straight across the track, and the orange and black Mercedes just obscured, then bounced off the pit wall, came back across, hit the Porsche Cayman. The KTM was given a blow. The Aston Martin tried to guess which way to go. The Boris Automotive BMW on the right-hand side.
And there is no question about it right now that this track is almost undrivable. Wetro drives, the 52 Lotus goes up there. Robert Ross just managed. Now this is down at Knickerbrook. That's the number 8 Toledo. The 9 is coming down in towards it. Oh my God, that is a massive shunt between the number 9 and the number 8 Celine. Two cars, teammate cars in the same stable, and they have made a serious contact. That is the Viper, I think, just up there. Stephen Watson, number 38. The Marshal needs to be getting out of the way. And oh my God. Wow, we just hope that he's managed to be okay. And we see the Ferrari spinning off there, and he has gotten up. The Lister just getting through on its wet tires. See Mike Newton there, I think it was just running off from the number 9 car. The 55 TBR hits the Ferrari and the Celine and the Viper. Simon pulling in that car. Well, and this is Shane Lynch. Now he's going up just before the previous chicane, before we get to Hilltop, coming out of Fulston. Now we're back down here at Knickerbrook, and the TVR, the Marca, going off. The number 19 car also going off where Shane Lynch did. We can see the 57 car there, Steve O'Rourke. And this is a terrible situation. Look at that, Julian. That's Mike Newton just there to the right, looking at the damage. Now he actually owns both of those Celines that are sat there in the middle of the track. So he is, thankfully he's okay, but boy is he going to be feeling upset about the damage to those two very, very expensive racing cars. Now the news we have from all the drivers are okay. Stephen Watson is out of that car. Mike Newton's out of the car. Simon Pullen is out of the car. 79 Porsche going off with Julian. This is just unbelievable. Red flags are out. They're calling a halt to this, not a moment too soon.
Well, we can see that he's just stranded there. You can see him just trying to move that car, number 8 car, out of the way at the last minute, but he can't. He stalls it, and wow, this is a hell of an impact.
Boy, oh boy, they were both very, very fortunate. But completely passengers. There's absolutely nothing they could do about that. We're on board now with Mike Newton in the number 9 car.
You can just listen. You can hear the revs just spin up. There's no grip at all, and he's just a complete passenger.
Wow, you just saw that yellow flag there on the outside, but you couldn't see that or the car down in the distance, could you?
Well, I tell you, I've had that happen to me before. There's nothing you can do about it. Once you've lost control like that, the inertia just takes you wherever you're going. But here's the escape. I've never seen anything like this. This guy is very, very lucky.
Yeah,
he's oblivious that the car's coming up behind him. He's been told to get out of the way. Amazing how he just managed to flip over the back of that car. I can't believe it.
Oh, and I tell you what, I think because of the damage to the back end of the Viper, it was up in the air, and he managed to almost slide underneath it. That was an unbelievable escape.
In these situations, you're much safer actually staying in the car and trying to get no one on board with the Ferrari. Wow, what an impact!
Oh, golly, that was huge. Here we see it again from outside. And that was on board with the Ferrari that was stationary when it got hit by the 55 TBR there, which was coming down from Hilltop. Like all the major damage here has been caused from the top end of that hill. And look at this. I mean, we're talking thousands.
Come past the new start-finish line, which isn't what we use this weekend. An enormous accident at the back. Car launched meters and meters into the air, and it looks like another driver who tangled with Ben Barnacote. And we can't quite make out.
Only 7.5 minutes plus 1 lap left. Oh my
Huge accident, a huge off. Ryan Tveter had spun, Piquet is involved, there was another car that's airborne as well, and the race is being stopped straight away. Red flag shown, and Ryan Tveter was the catalyst for all of that because he had spun, and then out of nowhere, but for a position, is Nico Curry. I'll explain why in a moment. Now, this is Tveter. It was the Verth corner, I was right. He goes through the gravel. He's back on the track. And Peter Lee is just unsighted. Straight into the back. Corkscrews in the air. Piquet very nearly goes over as well as he had a car knocked into his path. That is a monster. That's a huge, huge coming together, isn't it?
And as you say, it was...
Aggressive move by Garth. Right now is the time to make places if you can. Bright's been elbowed and round goes Slade. It's taken Bright with him and into the wall goes David Wall.
Oh, this is big. Oh. That's Dean Fiore up on the side. It's one of the Altimas there.
Whoa! That was Bargwanna. That was Bargwanna. Had a huge moment. It's rolled.
That's a Bundy car.
No, it's not. I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness. One of the Bundaberg Red races has gone over. Who can make the jump? Bright gets a good initial bite. Alex Davison makes a stormer. Slots to the inside. That's massive. Oh, the slots on the grid. He was stalled on the grid and has been hit from behind.
It's
So, a little bit of head and shoulder. It's going to go on. Is he going to stay there? He's going to stay there. This is not going to be good.
Oh, bang into the fence.
No.
Out of action.
It is never going to end well.
Aston Martin and Jake Dennis up the inside of Danny Stuttard, and because he's then out in the marbles, let's watch it real time too. How little time you get to react. Oh, it's massive. And Sule did so well just to...
Che botta.
Con il numero 71 è il pilota britannico Froggatt che aveva appena preso la Ferrari da Sobridge.
L'ha perso in frenata alla prima staccata. Sì, è stata proprio una brutta botta. Ecco, qui potrebbe approfittarne Alto col cambio pilota. Infatti l'ha persa. Poi ti dirò, forse è andata a frenare ancora un po' sulla riga bianca, quella dell'uscita della corsia box.
Ecco, quello è un punto dove arrivi comunque
molto forte. Arrivi sesta piedi.
Because that Cedars that's trying to go with him. He'll be on the outside for the break. That's a big accident.
Caught up at the cutting, and this is going to be a big pile-up. Declan Fraser, George Gutierrez, damage to McAdam, Trent Grubel with a lot of damage. Burton gets through with a broken nose. Carroll escapes with Glenn Seaton, and it's behind James Davison.
He looked like he was headed driver's left first, tried to catch it, and then it spat him hard right. So there's that fire that I was talking about. Let's hope that's out.
It's a little bit tailing. She's gone! Flat tyre!
Oh, heavy crash. Ash.
You'll see it here as he's spinning. Tyre's dead flat there, the rim's on the ground. All you can do there is jump on the brakes and lock it up. Luckily, there's quite a number of tyres there in front of the wall, so I don't think this damage is going to be as bad as what it could have been, surely, with no tyres staring straight at you.
Smolin did a really good job. Oh, okay, that was a pretty heavy hit.
Yeah.
And here comes Smolin. Oh, Bella did really well to miss him. Oh, so did Paddy.
You could tell they're just committed on that outside line. You're wide open. I mean, clear past, you know, even before the apex of the corner, you're wide open. And you could just see they just couldn't react fast enough. Tons of damage to both of those race cars.
Huge damage for the 6 and the 42 of Justin Marks, the other one involved.
And we heard Bubba.
One at the moment. Someone, and here we go. Who's that? Up on two wheels. Almost in the fence as well. 355 hits the barrier.
Oh, lucky to
just in time.
And speaking of backs out, Alexander had a massive moment. He couldn't catch it. And we've got another rollover. That's a big one.
And that's for Cedars. Time from the turn 2 camera, so just about got past it. Nick Cedars, just enough of a hit to go for a series of rolls. And the wheel across the back of the fence, landing on the wall.
He swabs and it's Bernani leaning on Huff as they go through the long right-hander. Bernani trying to position himself, and the red flags will come out as the two Golfs have made contact heavily, and that is the very worst possible getaway for everybody. Brief fire under the bonnet of Rob hanging off, so Huff got hooked up around the nose of Bernani's car. Underneath Bernani's car was that Ted Bjerg? It must have been Ted Bjerg's car. Brief fuel fire. Huff is trying to get alongside. Contact. Oh, and that breaks the left suspension of Huff's car.
I've just no idea what they were both doing.
Get the inside for the next left so he could then control the corner, and Ted Bjerg had Bernani's car land in his windshield. That's John Philippi out of the race, and the onboard camera there was with Vervish goes by him, who started 19th. Berton goes by him, who started 17th. Flash goes by him, and Ivan avoids all the damage. If we do...
Championship team that made it to the second round of the national championship. We've had a big off under the bridge. That is Jason Bell and Alan Brynjolfsson. Bell in that Audi.
Pretty deep on the inside, taking the defensive line. Yeah.
That wasn't super aggressive by either one. They just locked horns there at the
Yeah.
wrong time, and it just turned Jason immediately into the wall.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to give each other room there coming off of turn 5, the exit there where there was a maneuver, obviously, but then that was just unfortunate. 9 times out of 10 you're going to get away with a little
bit too quickly. That can happen so quickly. And the strange thing there is he looks like he's way off line even before he enters the corner. I don't know, Jack, what do you see in there?
Well, I mean, that's like you just mentioned.
Now the lights have gone green and Björn Grossman looks to have the edge. Someone has gone out. And that looks like Henry Hassid, and Cooper McNeil is involved in that as well. And still they're crashing. That's going to be an immediate race suspension, surely.
That's a red flag, absolutely.
I didn't pick that up because...
It just looked like that, and I think that was Philippe Pret.
Yeah, he's closed the door on Cooper, who's then gone into the other one, who's then gone into the other one.
Now, I'd like to see that again before I absolutely commit, but the colour scheme on that car would indicate to me that that was Philippe Pret. It was avoidable, wasn't it?
But the car...
See, it's that car that I think is Philippe Pret, but and with deft apologies to Philippe if I've got it wrong. I hope we stay with this shot long enough just for us to be able to pick up the ID of that car. I mean, and there were various drivers there that actually, there's many more drivers got involved in that than we've...
so many innocent parties that have been involved in that.
Completely unsighted. There's nothing they can do, really, is.
Well, and I think it's a situation to where down on power, they've just had to. Oh, yeah, that is coming off of turn 11. It happened a little bit earlier than where I thought it did. And
like one of the coin cars at SC18 of Gutierrez, and a big fire comes out of the back of that machine. And
kind of really just caused it all.
Oh, boom. Somebody went flying over the back of Rahal there, too.
Just wants to get through the corner and gets there, and it's completely blocked.
Look at that. He can't even turn. I think it was it. Rahal sideways in the 15.
Yeah, look at the front wing of Rossi. He hit dead square, and his teammate launched him with the rear of his car, so he's going to have damage on the rear and the front of the car.
Things have suddenly got wild in Toronto.
They might be out of front wings at Entree.
Will USF 2000, will cooler heads prevail? Will they get through? No, a driver locking it up. That's Frederick. The leader locks it up. The leader locked it up. The contact further back, nowhere to go. Jose Sierra. It's Donegan that goes straight into the tires. He doesn't make it at all. He overcooks it. Donegan straight into the tires. The rest of the drivers right behind them able to tuck up to the inside and continue on. I want to see who got spun coming through.
And Kalen Fred, look what happened down into 10-11, just gets it a little bit wrong right in the middle of the corner. High commitment corner there, and just try to save it, gets it a little bit wrong, and there is contact there. So we get that front.
Here's a look at maybe what happened here. Ooh, that was a big hit for Daniel Murad.
I'm not sure if Daniel just had a rate of speed coming on Ryan Hardwick there as they come out of turn 3.
Look at Paul Saliolik's
He didn't really get the car over the curb. I don't know what he did.
This is going to be big. Dave Reynolds makes very gentle contact in the end. And oh my God, Fabian is on his roof, and this is championship changing stuff. Alongside each other, a little bump wide, took 2 to tango a little bit there with Dave and Fabian. That sand trap.
Ahí se toca, se engancha con el fondo.
No, es Ursera. Es Ursera.
Sí, pero le dio duro, Es un lugar que no perdona ese.
Section of the track. That's Will Palmer has gone off for a slide. It looks like Will Palmer. Quite a heavy crash out onto the side.
Ja, das war ein Unfall, da möchte man gehen. Ich weiß nicht, ist der von dem Rad getroffen worden oder ist er dort von dem Rad nur geflüchtet? Dann ging es das erste Mal ganz leicht in die Leitplanke hinein. Da ist aber schon hinten links der Reihkampf. Dann gab es die Berührung bei ihr hinten auf die Ecke. Dann konnte sie das Auto nicht mehr abfangen. Touchierte ganz leicht die Leitplanken. Das wäre überhaupt nicht dramatisch gewesen.
Getting these yellows is not going to happen.
Oh, a little bit of contact with the 45 of Headland. Headland trying to get a little greedy on the inside to 7 there.
Carrie Schreiner is second in Pro-Am. And Max Emanali's third. And that is Kujala going off at a great rate of knots straight on at the end of the back straight. At huge speed, off the road goes the car.
There's contact, is there? Yes, because McNeil arrives sideways. The Astra gets all crossed up. It's Andrew Jordan who goes around. Dave Newsham's got nowhere to go. Both the MGs are delayed. And there is mayhem with Stephen Jelly having been involved in it as well. And there are cars everywhere.
And brakes too late. His eye was caught to the right of him. He was so busy trying to defend against Shedden that he just misjudged his braking.
And then he gets hit by Proctor and spins, and Dave Newsham has nowhere to go. So
I suspect he just got on the power a bit too early. Yes, he's hit the wall very hard, and that would be a full course yellow. Great.
Oh, big hit too. That's number 10. That is.